If you've already gotten a copy for yourself tonight, you might want to get a copy for someone else. The important thing is that you do make that telephone call right now to either our studio here in WVPT in Harrisonburg or to the Boar's Head Inn in Charlottesville at the number on your screen. All right?
Give us a call if you'd like to have a copy of Holsinger's Charlottesville, a wonderful photo album of old photos taken in the Charlottesville area. If you live over there, if you grew up there, it'd be a terrific thing to have. You can have it if you'll phone in a pledge to support the programs on WVPT at just $10 a month. It's not all that much when you consider how many different programs you can watch throughout the course of a year on public television. And we throw in as a bonus, Cece, the author, Cece Wendover Clover, gave us copies of these books that we can throw in as the extra incentive to have you phone in a pledge. If you make a pledge at any level and use one of your charge cards, Visa, MasterCard, Discover, or American Express, Vinegar Hill Promotions gave us these little photo albums. I'm running out of hands here to show you what these things look like. Photo album that would be a terrific thing for sticking some of your old Charlottesville photos in, and it's personalized with a Remember When logo there on the front of it, reminder of this particular program. Any pledge that is made on a charge card at any of the regular levels, $40 and up. $60, you can get the video cassette, the director's cut, 24 minutes of extra content of the Remember When program that couldn't make it into the air version. It's a terrific way to remember all of the good times in Charlottesville, and even some of the stressful times, some of the things you heard about in that last segment, and many more. 24 additional minutes of content in the video cassette that did not make it into the on-air program. Yours for $5 a month. So give us a call. We've heard from an awful lot of people tonight. That's what we were hoping for. Enough support for this program can make it possible for us to do another one on another city somewhere in the coverage area. And we've got a lot of them all up and down the valley. We've got Lexington starting at the south end, work your way up to Stanton, Waynesboro, Harrisburg, and Winchester. Just some possibilities on this side, plus many of the smaller communities. Plenty of them have a really significant and very extensive history, even though they might have a very small population. We'd love to do several of them every year. If you will help out, if you will join the hundreds of other people who are calling in tonight, you'll make it possible for us to do more of them. That way everybody wins. We win, you get programs that you'd like to see. Give us a call right now. Tracy?
There's one thing that I've learned, Art, doing this program. It is that everyone has a story to tell, and every one of those stories is worth preserving. That's one of the things that I learned in Charlottesville, and have become actually quite fond of that community myself. I didn't know much about Charlottesville before I started this project, and have grown quite fond of the community, and I actually know my way around now, which is something that I didn't know before. So it's a great community, and thanks to everyone who allowed us to listen to your memories and preserve those. And again, this is an opportunity not just to remember Charlottesville, the specific community, but sort of to go back and take a nostalgic look at the years of the past and the things that we as a community, as a society, went through. If that's something that you'd like to see continue on WVPT, please make a call to this public television station. I'd also like to say a special thanks to Terry Allard, who is a songstress who is from the Charlottesville area, from Crozet, and Terry graciously put together a beautiful theme song for the program that I think captures the feeling that we were going for and really takes you back in time. So thanks to Terry. Peter, are you there over in Charlottesville? How are things going over there?
Yes, Tracy, we're still here, and Tracy, again, congratulations to you and all for this incredible production, Remember When, Charlottesville, the way it used to be. We do have phone operators from the Jefferson National Bank. We do thank them, as well as the bank, for supporting this program. That in, who is hosting us this evening, and for their support of Remember When as well. Sprint, our local phone company, for connecting our phone bank, as well as Hot Tomatoes, Greenberry's Coffee and Tea Company, and Pepsi Cola of Central Virginia, of all helping us out this evening. It is easy to become a member. You see the numbers on your screen. There's credit card insignias there, MasterCard, Visa, American Express, or Discover. Of course, you don't have to use your credit card, but it's a convenient way for us and for you, and you become an instant member, and your membership becomes effective right away. We are your Charlottesville Community Public Television station, and please show your support for your community and for commercial-free quality programming. We're joined now by Pat Valentine, another long-term supporter of WVPT. She's here with us at the Boar's Head Inn, and I'd like to hear a little bit from her. Pat?
Thanks, Peter, and congratulations, Tracy. This has been a wonderful evening. I've really enjoyed watching my hometown, my town, being exemplified in all of its glory, particularly its past. And yes, I do remember some of that. I think one of the nicest questions we can ever ask anybody is, do you remember? And it warms our hearts when we can join in wonderful memories. Thanks for doing a wonderful job. Please phone now. All the phones may be busy, but all you have to do is try dialing again. And I want to remind folks in Charlottesville that 923 is a local call for you, and we would be very happy for you to call in your pledge of support. At the very end of the show, it said, copyright Shenandoah Valley Educational Television. Well, I was one of those teachers at Lane High School years ago. I'm very much involved in educational issues through Recording for the Blind and other things, and it's wonderful to have such an educational show that will last not just for this evening, but through the further showings that we have and across the years for future Charlottesvillians who will learn a good deal about their past and heritage because they've been watching this show that's been put together. We took our copy of Holsinger's off the shelf as we were even watching tonight, and thank you for those big pledges that are coming in. Thank you very much for big pledges. I encourage folks to send in that big pledge, call in the big pledge, $120 to get a copy of Holsinger's Charlottesville if there are still any remaining. It's a great resource for your family. And that director's cut, including 24 extra minutes, is a wonderful resource, and that too would be very much worth the $5 a month, a minimum pledge for such a good resource. So Tracy, I'm going to send it on back to you.
Okay, thank you very much, Pat. And let me just say thanks for your kind words. There's no greater compliment to me as a producer than to hear that the folks who are from Charlottesville approve of the program. That's a very encouraging thing, and I'd like to keep hearing that here in the studio at Harrisonburg and also in the studio at Charlottesville. So please give your calls to this public television station in support of this kind of programming. You won't find this kind of programming on your commercial networks because those are mostly national-based commercial networks that are only concerned with national advertisers. Here at Public Television, we are concerned with the local communities that we serve, and that's why back in about June we decided that we were going to make the commitment to both the financial commitment and the personnel commitment to do a program like this. But it's a huge project, and it took a lot of people to make it happen. So again, I say thanks to all the folks in Charlottesville who both were in the program and who assisted in various ways with visuals for the program. The Special Collections Department at the University of Virginia, thank you very much for helping us out with the visuals for the program, and all the folks who let us use their personal photos. And you know, Pat mentioned that she was a teacher at Lane High School. Someone on our panel here from Jefferson National Bank, and I'm not sure who, said that they had Tommy Theodos as a teacher when they were at Lane High School. So we know that there are connections all over the place to Charlottesville, and we thank all of the folks who are calling in their support of the program. And again, you can get the special director's cut of the program on video cassette, which is an additional 24 minutes. We weren't able to fit all of the material of the program into the on-air version, and so we extended the tape version so that we can provide you with some extra memories from Charlottesville. So add this to your own family album at home, this collection of memories from Charlottesville. Art?
I wanted to remind people if they tuned in late and didn't catch the beginning of the program, there'll be a repeat on Wednesday night at 8 o'clock, so you can tune in then if you didn't see the whole program tonight. We do want to remind you one more time, if you become a member at the $60 level, we can include with your membership, along with a year's subscription to our program guide, the Viewfinder magazine, will include a copy of the tape of tonight's program. Actually, it's more than there is on the air in tonight's program. It's 84 minutes long instead of an hour. And that's the director's cut, some of the material that had to come out of the program in order to make it fit a 1-hour broadcast time slot. And that is in the video cassette, and if you'll phone in a pledge at $5 a month, you can have the cassette if that's what you would like. So give us a call. Any pledge you make on a charge card tonight, Visa, MasterCard, Discover, or American Express, the photo albums that were provided by Vinegar Hill Promotions that have been customized for this particular program with Remember When on the cover, that can be yours for a pledge on plastic tonight, a charge card at any of our regular levels, $40 or more. So if you're enjoying this program, if you enjoyed this program, if you're waiting for the 3 sopranos, the gender switch on the 3 tenors coming up, that'll be coming in just a few minutes. Stay tuned for that. Meantime, give us a call and let us know that this program is something you enjoy and would like to see more of on WVPT, and we'd be glad to do them. Tracy?
And this is your chance to make that impact on public television, on the kinds of programs that you see on WVPT. Just to give you a little example of how that happens, we, over a year ago, decided we were going to do a cooking show. We decided we were going to try producing a cooking show here at WVPT. We got a tremendous response, and we just finished our 4th in the series yesterday. So you can have an impact on public television. You can have an impact on the programs that you see. If you want to see a program like this done on your community, we need to hear your voice tonight. And your voice is a call right here to public television and a pledge of financial support. Peter, are you there in Charlottesville? Is it getting too late for you? Are you still there? No, he's not there. Well, we'll try to go back to him in just a few moments because he's a little busy, I'm sure, getting on the phone. We'll see. Oh, maybe Pat's there. Is Pat there? No, we don't have Pat either. Well, those folks are probably so busy on the phones. We'll just hope that they're so busy on the phones that they don't have time to talk to us right now. In the meantime, we do have folks open here in Charlottesville. The volunteers are waiting to take your call. We have some phones open if you'd like to call in with your pledge of support and get the video cassette copy. Or, as we mentioned, the Holsinger book that CC Clover has graciously donated to us. That is a wonderful book, and as a matter of fact, I used it as a resource for the program because there are so many wonderful Holsinger photos. It's amazing how well Rufus Holsinger captured the city of Charlottesville in the early part of this century. Did a fantastic job. Those are great quality photographs, and you're not going to find any better than there are in that book. Cece spent a lot of time, she and I talked about it, going through the, around 9,000 photographs that are part of that collection to find the very best to put into that book. So if you don't have a copy in your own library at home, then you need to go ahead and get a copy now because this is your perfect opportunity. You can also get a copy of the program that we just aired. Pat, we're going to try to go to you again. Are you there?
I'm here.
Oh, great. How's it going over there, Pat?
Oh, we are doing so well. Here we are in the tax room at the Boar's Head. We're being treated beautifully, and there are people here answering the telephone. We can see your phone bank. You can't see ours, but we've got folks who are answering the phone. There are a couple of operators actually who've just hung up as I'm speaking, and they're waiting for calls to come in. We've had so many people who have been kind enough to donate, and I'd like to read some of those names to you. Bonnie Samuels and David Figard and Gretchen Ellis, Mary Ann Corbett, Randy Reinhardt and Dwayne Carter and John Hilker, Clifford Mahanes, Sterling Williamson, Francis Granger, Edwin Gatewood, Lisa Maynor. I've even got to change pieces of paper here. There are so many. Candy Conti, Eugene Foster, Carl Mason, Harry Porter, from Savannah County, it says, but that's okay. We're delighted to have that Porter pledge. John Harlan, Howard and Barbara Newland, I believe it is, Mary Gallagher and Donna Ballard, and the list goes on. It's wonderful to have so many people that are enthusiastically pledging. For any of those that are new donors and new members, I welcome you back to the family. I welcome you to the family, and for those of you who are renewing, welcome back. We're delighted to have you part of the group.
Pat, I'm gonna jump in and interrupt you. We are just about out of time here, so I want to thank you very much for joining us over in Charlottesville for this program, and we'll talk to you soon, okay?
Okay, that's great.
Okay, thanks, Pat. Well, we are about to go into the Three Sopranos, but thank you very much for all of the folks who have called in support of Remember When, and we certainly hope that we'll be able to do another program like this for one of the communities in our viewing area. You still have time to call. We're still going to be sitting around here. If you'd like to go ahead and call in, if you want to think about it for a while to see what level you'd like to pledge at, we'll be waiting. You can make that phone call.
The WVPT broadcast of today's programs is funded in part by the Purple Foot in Waynesboro, featuring a lunch-only restaurant, a wine and food shop, a gallery of local artists, and unique gifts from around the world.
Thank you for watching WVPT Stanton and WVPY Front Royal.
This program is made possible by annual financial support from viewers like you. Our ears.
I know you Three Tenors fans out there are thoroughly enjoying this program, and let me just say that it's nice to see the ladies in the spotlight on the stage up there, the Three Sopranos. Hope you're enjoying that program this evening. And if you are enjoying it, we have a video cassette copy of the program that is available exclusively to PBS stations and their members. So you can get this video cassette for a pledge of $120. That's just $10 a month. So you can get, I'm not sure what signal I'm getting from the backstage there, but you can get a video cassette of this program for $120. That's just $10 a month. If you'd rather have it on CD, we have it on CD as well for a pledge of just $10 a month. Or if you would prefer to have it on cassette, we also have that. If you haven't updated your system to include compact discs, or maybe you'd rather have it in your car, well, we also have the audio cassette available for a pledge of just $5 a month. This program was produced by the producer of Three Tenors, who decided he wanted to sort of experiment and see what it would be like to do this with some sopranos, and has gotten some up-and-coming sopranos to perform tonight. And so I think it's just a beautiful rendition of the operatic music that you're hearing here this evening. One of the examples of the fine musical programming that we have here on WVPT throughout the year. And this is your opportunity to say that you enjoy this type of programming, that you'd like to see musical programs continue on WVPT, and you do that by calling in your pledge of support right now to this, your public television station, and pledging at the dollar amount that you think is appropriate for you and your family. I'd like to say thank you to some folks who called in around our last program and pledged around Remember When. Thank you to Christina Chambers, Katrine, I think it's Katrine, Sunt, Judy Jewell, that's my mom. Hey, Mom, thanks for calling in. Marion Sublett, Jane Roch, Florence Branham, Harriet Jennings, Eden Smith, Ann Tucker, Stephanie Bickers, Christine Akins, Thelma Davis, M.C. Wilhelm, Janice Wilcox, David Birchfield, and Mr. and Mrs. James Knupp. I think that's Knupp. Thank you all very, very much for calling in your pledge to WVPT. It only happens when people just like you call in and make a pledge. And we'd like to say thanks to the folks who have already done it and encourage you to do the same as your neighbors and call in your pledge of support to public television. Now, you may notice that there are two different telephone numbers on your screen right now. One is a 540 area code to our studio here in Harrisonburg. The other is an 804 area code because we are also live over in Charlottesville at the Boar's Head Inn in Charlottesville. And with me, or not with me here, but with me via phone over in the Boar's Head Inn is Pat Valentine. Pat, how are things going over in Charlottesville? Do we have Pat? Well, maybe Pat's a little busy right now. Pat's been answering some phones over there. They've had lots of folks calling in over in Charlottesville around the Remember When program, so we thank you very much over there in Charlottesville for calling in. And those folks over there, we have folks from the Jefferson National Bank answering the phones both here in Harrisonburg and over in Charlottesville. So we'd like to say thanks to those businesses for making it happen right here at WVPT. And it does take all kinds to make public television happen. It's kind of a partnership between the television station, that's us, and the community, that's you, the people who make public television happen. So there are businesses like Jefferson National Bank and the Boar's Head Inn who support public television. There are individuals like the names that I read a little bit earlier, and then there's you. If you haven't become a member of public television yet, now is the time for you to do that. Now, I think we may have Pat on the phone right now. Pat, are you there? No, Pat is still not there. We're going to keep trying to get Pat and the folks over in Charlottesville. We're having a few technical difficulties. Sounds like they hung up on us, but we're going to try to call them back in just a little bit. We have standing by over in Charlottesville Pat Valentine and Dr. Robert O'Neill, both of whom have been longtime supporters of public television and have helped us out with WVPT in lots of different ways. Pat's husband, Doug, is on our Community Advisory Board, and Dr. O'Neill is one of our board members as well. So we thank you very much for supporting public television, and you can make public television happen if you make a call right now to this, your public television station. We'll be getting back into the Three Sopranos in just a little bit, but we're taking this opportunity right now in the middle of the program because it is our most direct way of being able to say a couple of things. First of all, for letting you know that you are important to public television, that you make public television happen, and it's also a direct way for us to say thank you, like I said earlier, to the folks who have already called in. Okay, we're gonna try Pat again. Patty there.
Here.
I thought I heard you, Pat. Hey, we're glad to have you on the phone now.
I am here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yes, go ahead.
Wonderful. We've had a little bit of telephone problem, and we have not been playing over here. We have been answering the telephone, and people have been calling in, but there are a couple of people sitting here without their ears to the telephone, so dial that 923 number. We are certainly enjoying the Three Sopranos, whether it's Un Bel Dì or whether it's the Carmens and the Butterflies that are just coming to us courtesy of these three lovely ladies. Why, it's really a thrill to hear them and to see them. Here we are climbing through snowdrifts to come into the Boar's Head practically, and we're seeing these ladies under wisteria vines in lovely Los Angeles. And only in public television do you have such a marvelous opportunity not to be so transported, but also to be thrilled with the sound of the voices of such wonderful, beautiful women. And aren't their costumes wonderful? All worthy of the support that we give to make such things possible through the public television. WVPT, our great friend. And Tracy, I'm going to throw it on back to you just for a sec.
Okay, thanks, Pat. You know, Pat, you brought up an interesting point that we talk about a lot here at public television, and that is WVPT's ability to take you around the world and to give you a front row seat to the very finest performances around the world. And as Pat said, this one was taped in Los Angeles just a few months ago and is hot on the air right now, and it's also on video cassette and exclusive to public television stations. If this is a program that you're enjoying and you're thinking, well, I would like to purchase the CD sometime, and maybe I'll try to do that next time I'm out in the store, well, you won't find it there. They have made this program available only to public television stations, and the only way that you can get either a copy of the video copy of the program or the CD that matches the program, the only way that you can get those two is to call in right now your pledge of support to your public television station. I know that there are lots of fans of the Three Tenors program out there because that is always a successful program for us here at WVPT. It always raises a lot of money, and we have various cassettes and things like that that go with that program. So we'd like to hear from those people right now, the Three Tenors fans, to support the Three Sopranos. Let's hear from the ladies out there. I know that there are lots of musical groups and folks out there who like to sing and are part of operatic groups and that kind of thing. If you folks are out there listening, call in support of yourselves and support public television stations. Now, I believe also standing by with us over in Charlottesville is Dr. O'Neill. Are you there, Dr. O'Neill?
I am.
And how are things going over there?
We've had a wonderful evening here, and congratulations to you for a superb program.
Well, thank you.
I must say I've been very proud to be a trustee of WVPT, but never prouder than this evening. This has been an enormous treat for all of us in the Charlottesville area to combine this wonderful insight into our own community with the kind of music that we're now enjoying. This evening seems to me the very best of public television. WVPT is, of course, our link to all sorts of exciting national program material, whether it's the Jim Lehrer and the News Hour, the Ken Burns programs, or specials like Inside the White House that we saw a couple of weeks ago. But it's also a magnificent community resource, as we've seen so wonderfully this evening with the program that takes us back through the history of Charlottesville. When we think what a marvelous resource we have in this station, in this community, this is a challenge to all of us to show in tangible ways the support for the opportunity that you've all provided for us this evening. Thank you especially, Tracy.
Thank you very much, Dr. O'Neill, and thank you for donating your time to us and joining us from Charlottesville this evening. We'll be back with Pat and Dr. O'Neill in Charlottesville in just a little bit, and we will be going back into the Three Sopranos program shortly, too. But in the meantime, we do encourage you to take this opportunity to call in your support of great quality programs here on WVPT. You are seeing a fine evening of programming, and that wouldn't happen if people hadn't called in the past and become members of this, your public television station. And we know that there are folks out there who have not taken advantage of that opportunity this evening because we have a community that we serve that extends from Winchester all the way down to Lexington and Lynchburg and also over into the Piedmont region. It's a huge community, about 22 different counties, and it's about 75,000 people or so that we serve in those communities. And we know that there are only about 7,500 to 8,000, somewhere in between there, that are actually members of public television. So we know that there are lots of you out there who haven't made that commitment yet. Pat, we have just about 30 seconds. Anything else you'd like to add over in Charlottesville?
Gee, Tracy, what I can think of most is that for the folks who haven't made their pledge, this is the time to do it. Christmas is coming. This is a gift you can give yourselves. And we really are all sitting here nodding our heads, saying, this is what you need to do, and we need to have those phone rings. We've even got a thumbs up for making a pledge. So please just encourage everybody to make those calls. And in Charlottesville, it is a local number, even though it's sort of an unfamiliar prefix, 923. But I guarantee you there will be no extra charge for making that 923-0341 call. please call, make your pledge of support. Thanks, Tracy.
Thank you, Pat, and we'll be back with you guys in just a little bit. And that is, that should point out to you that even though our offices may be located here in Harrisonburg, we do have an office in Charlottesville. Peter Thompson, our representative over in Charlottesville, because we do serve that community, that side of the Blue Ridge as well. And we would like to hear from those communities in support of public television tonight. So make the phone call to WVPT. You can get the video cassette of the program you're watching or the CD. In the meantime, we're going to go back to the program and make that call right now. You just missed it. I just finished my leap and spin around the studio here. What a great program that is, The Three Sopranos, that you're watching this evening. A beautiful rendition of the music that they're singing, and it's an interesting opportunity for these three up-and-coming sopranos to sort of prove themselves to the world through the avenue of public television. This is by the producer of The Three Tenors, a program that has long been a favorite here on WVPT and is now putting females in the spotlight on the stage in The Three Sopranos. If you're enjoying the program, we have a video cassette of the program that you're watching available for a pledge of just $120. That is a pledge of $10 a month if you'd like to break it out into installments. We really make things as easy as possible here at WVPT. Not only can you break it up into monthly payments of $10 a month, but you can put that on your credit card, and you can see on the screen the credit cards that we do accept here at WVPT. And again, that is just for a pledge of $10 a month. Or if you prefer, we do have the musical version without the video on CD, and that is again for a pledge of just $10 a month. If you would like to have the cassette instead of a CD, yes, we do have that. We can accommodate that. That is for a pledge of just $5 a month, which would be a one-time gift of $60, and we'd be glad to send out the audio cassette of the program to you. Pardon me. I do hope that you're enjoying watching The Three Sopranos this evening. It's sort of an experiment. It's sort of been an experimental evening here at WVPT. We had first our very first nostalgic documentary, Remember When, that we aired earlier, and this is sort of an experiment for the producer of The Three Tenors in airing The Three Sopranos for the first time. It was recorded back in September of this year, just a few months ago, and is now airing nationwide on PBS, and we certainly hope that it's a successful program, and if it is one that you would like to see continue in the past. We know that there have been lots of Three Tenors specials to follow the original one, and if you'd like to see The Three Sopranos return, then now is your opportunity to make a vote for this type of programming by calling in your pledge right now to WVPT. You can call us here in Harrisonburg at the 540 number on your screen. We also have some folks standing by in Charlottesville at the 804 number that you see on your screen, and over there in Charlottesville standing by is Pat Valentine. Pat, can you hear me?
I can.
And how are things going over there? Are the Three Sopranos being well received in Charlottesville?
The Three Sopranos are being very well received. We're enjoying it. We're thrilling as they move from La Traviata to lovely Velia. What a beautiful evening it has been. And then, have you ever seen such merry widows in such beautiful black dresses singing that lovely Merry Widow piece? It was really fun to hear that and to watch them enjoying singing so much. You know, I've often watched those three tenors have a great time together, and these three women are having as grand a time together in their singing and in sharing their love of music and in their great talent. And they're sharing it with us, thanks to PBS. And the way we can say thank you to them is to make a pledge and to become a member of WVPT and make the phone ring, as you may be able to hear that the phone is ringing now. That 923 number is a Charlottesville number. There's no charge connected to it, 923-0341. And you can call right here. Our phone bank of operators is waiting. We are eager to write down your pledge and to ask just a few questions. It really takes a very short period of time. And wherever it is that you are and that we are sharing this show, why, you're not too far away to make that telephone call, and we want you to do that right away. We have some thanks. Here we are sitting in the tack room of the Boar's Head Inn, so we thank them for the accommodation, and it's been just lovely. We thank Sprint for the phone bank and for all those arrangements. Greenberry's Coffee and Tea has made the most marvelous coffee for this evening, and we're enjoying it out of wonderful thermal mugs. Hot Tomatoes Pizza has given the most beautiful pizza I've ever seen. It's colorful. It belongs on its own television show. It's so pretty. And Pepsi-Cola of Central Virginia is supplying us with plenty of good Pepsi beverages, and we thank them as well. It takes a lot of folks to make a successful PBS run, and many people deserve thanks, but mostly we need the thanks of the audience to say we appreciate what WVPT is doing, and we want to see that programs like The Three Sopranos continue. And so we are just here waiting for your telephone call, those of you who can hear our voice, and we look forward to talking to you and to taking your pledge of support. Tracy?
Thank you very much, Pat, and you bring up an interesting point that it takes lots of different people from different areas to make public television happen. In fact, it takes as many people outside of the station, if not more, than it takes the employees that actually work here at WVPT. You saw the many, you heard the many different businesses that are helping out in Charlottesville. There are businesses helping us out here in Harrisonburg as well. Pepsi-Cola, Lexington Coffee Company, Mom's Cake Cupboard. There are lots of different businesses who help to keep us going here at public television, and perhaps you're wondering, well, how can I do my part for public television? Well, that's your opportunity here tonight. We have volunteers who also answer the phones here. We have volunteers who are sort of behind the cameras back there that you can't see them, but they are here and they are working. They're making their commitment to public television, and they're doing their part in the way that they know how to make public television happen. Well, this is your opportunity to do that. If you're wondering how you can make an impact on the programs that come into your home, this is how you do that. You make your pledge to public television, to WVPT, and you say that you want these kinds of quality programs to continue coming into your home. Now, perhaps you're sitting there thinking, well, you know, I just don't know how much I can pledge. I'm just not sure. I'm on a fixed budget, whatever it may happen to be. The amount is not nearly so important to us as the fact that you do make a financial commitment to WVPT. Now, of course, if you're able to do that at the level of $10 a month, then we do have the great thank you gifts that we would love to send out to you. If you're enjoying this program, we have not only the video cassette of the program that you're watching, but we also have a CD with lots of music from the program on that as well. And those are thank you gifts that we can send out for $10 a month, but it doesn't necessarily have to be $10 a month if that's not the pledge that you'd like to send in. You set the amount and say that WVPT is important to you, as important to you as you are to us. You can set the amount, and the important thing is that you just make the commitment to public television and keep these programs on the air. Now, I'm going to be joined now by another person who's over in Charlottesville helping us out this evening. Dr. O'Neill, are you there?
I am, Tracy.
And how are things going? Are you getting lots of pledges over there?
Well, we've had a great group of volunteers here, and they've been busy much of the evening, but things are pretty... there's a call. We could use several more calls, especially from people, neighbors of ours in Charlottesville, who have shared with us this magnificent evening, in part seeing our own community through the eyes of history that you provided for us in that superb program, and then joining with the national audience to enjoy the marvelous singing of the Three Sopranos. This kind of an evening is what we've come to expect from public television. It's the sort of evening to which we have access through WVPT. This is the kind of time, this evening, this week, for those who appreciate and enjoy it so much, to show our support by calling, particularly in the Charlottesville area, 804-923-0341. We've got people standing by for just that purpose, and we hope to get lots more calls before the evening is over. Back to you, Tracy.
Thank you very much, Dr. O'Neill, and thanks to you and Pat for joining us this evening. We'll be talking to you in just a little bit. We'd also like to encourage you to call in and become a member here at WVPT, your public television station. You know, this is a fine quality performance that you're seeing this evening, and this is the kind of performance that you're probably not going to catch just flipping through the network channels, the commercial stations that you have on your dial there that you have access to. You're probably not going to find this on those other channels, but you are going to find it on public television, and that's because public television makes a conscious effort to choose the programs that are important to the viewers, and it's been proven to us here at WVPT and to public television as a network nationwide that musical programming, these types of programs, are something that you, the viewers, enjoy. And who better to determine what kinds of programs come into your home than you, the people who actually watch them. And so we've come to you this evening to encourage you to call in support of those programs, because these programs do not happen without the financial support of people like you. People like you have called in the past and become members, and that's why you're watching The Three Sopranos tonight, because you have made public television possible. Take that extra step. Don't just watch the programs, support them, and we'd be glad to send out a thank you gift to you for making that commitment to us.
WVPT's broadcast of today's programs is brought to you in part by Linda S. Hoover, certified financial planner with American Express Financial Advisors, offering financial planning services for women